Hi guys and welcome to another HOI4 video. As you probably know, new updates just dropped with the new DLC and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this is the death of HOI4. Hear me out. So yeah, HOI4 as a game is still gonna exist, it's still gonna have a community, but it feels like HOI4 is now a zombie, which is dead, it just doesn't know it yet, if you know what I mean. So millions of things were added, lots of localizations, which I don't know if they were really necessary, but okay, whatever. They added tons of filler content, tons of clutter. For example, just Zaolzia now has 4 different names depending on who owns it. But now someone's gonna say that's amazing change. And honestly, that's not bad. That's not what I'm ranting on about. But this could have been avoided and something more important could have been implemented instead. Now, don't get me wrong, DLC is not amazing. It's not horrible either. It has lots of content. And people are defending it mainly because of that. Because when you type in focus count jur, they have 437 focuses, and Congo has 226. Yeah. Okay, they added a bunch of content, so what? I mean, if you want content, you can just download mods. Things I have troubles with are mainly the optimization of the game. Let me show you something. If you type in just a console command called decision no checks, and unpause for an hour. This is not supposed to happen. Here we can see multiple issues. Formables being formed on historical. This is not supposed to happen. And now someone's gonna say, but actually, I love it when formables are being formed. That's meant for a historical game, not for historical game. Historical game was supposed to be historical experience, which is mostly following what is called historical in HOI4, and not Yellow River being blown by 20 different nations, or 5 formables being formed at the same time. Everyone wants to divide the kingdom of Yugoslavia. What the hell? Formables were never supposed to be formed on historical. This was always the case until Tribal Allegiance. Then they added 3 formables, generic formables, basically Peru, Bolivia, Guayanas, and Hispaniola, and they, for some reason, I really wonder why, added them in completely different folder from all the previous formables that were added in the game in the past 7 years. I really wonder why. Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about the codes being obviously from mods and stuff. Then you also got the AI Hitler here. If you don't believe me, just look at his face. His suit is aimed directly towards you, and he's looking at an angle. Okay, fair enough, he can move his head to the side, but his mustache is also looking directly towards you. This is obviously AI generated, or at least AI assisted or something. And honestly, for a serious game, which HOI4 is trying to present itself as, this is unacceptable. Also, we got some insanely stupid paths. For example, Austria can become Liechtenstein, fair enough, and then there's a focus which I cannot find right here. I think it's true. If it is, I'm really sad, because there's literally a focus which gives you war goal against Haiti because you have the same flag. Bruh. Like, this is this DLC feels like I'm playing a mod which some angry 15-year-old kid who is already radicalized by the internet memes made to try to like show his outlook on the world, if you know what I'm trying to say. Then there's some other things. They added new states, but they didn't bother to actually deal with any building slots. Why the hell does Muntenia, a region with now 4 million people, have same number of building slots as just Northern Dobruja here? Like, what the hell? And why does Belgium have 13 building slots at the start of the game? Why is this state having 10 building slots with less than 2 million people? There's some graphical issues that they made. For example, if you go right here, it's incredibly hard to tell apart which infrastructure is higher and which one is lower. Probably the only decent thing in this DLC is this science, this stuff, which does feel cartoonish, I will give it that. Okay. It's not that bad. It does seem somewhat cool to me. Another thing they did, they added tons of research, and now you can't even build proper forts anymore. And I think it's about damn time that they give every single nation at the start another extra research slot. More research being added, but having less research slots in total. For example, if you play as Democratic Germany, you don't seem to be able to get 6 research slots anymore. Honestly, Civil War wasn't reworked at all. They just made it a bit harder for you, which honestly I cannot blame them, it was super easy. But Germany, really, the third most powerful nation in the world at this time, they set the pace of the game. If they go democratic and do nothing, nothing happens in the world, except for maybe China. They have a 70-day focus for a civil war. Then there's tons of bugs. For example, you can just do Anschluss instantly, and I'll upload a video after this one, just showing you how you can do it. And yeah, I don't think this update came out very well at all. It has tons of features, that's the thing though, but just because it has tons of stuff, it doesn't mean that it's good. Come on, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out, but apparently, like some 70% of the player base of this game isn't that smart. But you can clearly see what Paradox tried to do here. It's the kind of direction they're going for the past year or two. It's not about the quality of the game. It's not about of the game being tested, not having bugs. Focus trees being actually decent instead of being actually huge. No, they just want you to have options to just LARP, to make this game look like a half-baked mod, which at this point it really is. Paradox just wants to make LARP paths so that all those weirdos on all sorts of political spectrum get turned on and get to buy the DLC. Just go to their trailer and look into the comments, you'll see a bunch of those people just watering over the fact that this DLC is gonna come and that they can LARP as Hitler or whatever. But honestly, that's a bigger issue of the community, but HOI4 devs exploiting that fact doesn't help it at all. Anyway, let me show you one more thing before I go. Let's start a new game, this time in debug mode. Oh, I instantly got 26,000 errors. Oh, I really wonder why. Let me type in that command again. Won't you look at that? Errors just piling and piling. That's because every single nation is trying to click on every single decision, or is clicking on every single decision that exists in the game. For some reason, they screw that up. And now nations have access to decisions that they're not supposed to have access to. And that's what's slowing down this game. That's why this version is super slow. That's why playing multiplayer is now horrible. And that's pretty much it, yeah. But I got European Albania, you know. Got my favorite German woman. I can now LARP. Nations tend to create the coalition. Look, Italy is the faction leader of the coalition. European Federation is the faction leader of the coalition. Pan-Slavic Union, led by Kerensky, who still doesn't have a portrait. The coalition. Look at this. The 51 factions have been created, every single one called the coalition. As far as I'm aware, it's illegal to do this. You can't create two factions with the same name. Also, what the hell? New leader for Mexico. That's cool, I guess. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. It's a little bit of a rant from me, but I feel like someone has to say it. And I don't think I'm alone. I'm sure I'm not alone, actually. People on my Discord server mostly agree with me. But yeah, HOI4 is kind of dead now. Rest in peace. And yeah, I'll probably start making some videos in the older versions. Expect that Sweden video that I promised in probably a week or two, or maybe even longer. And yeah, I'm probably gonna upload one more video today or tonight. And bye.